Hello, my name is Denislav Lebedev and I am a second-year student at the University College Birmingham. In this video presentation, I will explain how to attract, employ, retain and manage employees effectively within your company. In this first stage, I will focus on the recruitment process and how it should be conducted accordingly. Referring to Torrington et al., 2020, Chapter 8, recruitment is the first and most crucial step in gaining potential employees. It usually occurs when there is a demand for personnel, and this could be a new business or a well-established organization which requires an expansion of its workforce. Referring to Latherbow and Fletcher 2019, page 136, recruitment is highly structured, a well-planned procedure, and consists of 6 critical stages, also known as the systematic recruitment cycle. The first stage of the cycle is to identify a genuine vacancy. Before you create a new position or a job opening within your company, you should consider a couple of aspects. Is there actual vacancy available, and if so, is there a demand for new staff? Or the job role could be fulfilled internally from the existing employees who are striving for career progression or wish to increase their expertise. At the next stage, you need to obtain the authority to recruit before you begin the searching for new employees. It is recommendable to approach the finance manager first and discuss if the new job opening is monetarily feasible. Once you have the approval, you can contact human resources and the hiring manager to create a job posting, determine the search plan, and establish the hiring range. To complete the steps mentioned above correctly, a job analysis must take place. It could be performed by the head of the department or the human resources office. The purpose of the job analysis is to determine the duties, functions, and responsibilities of an individual in a certain position within your company. It is also crucial to consider if this role is fit for purpose and does it fulfill the requirements your company might have for the potential employee. At the next stage, you are required to create a job description and person specification. A job description summarizes the role's essential duties and activities that will be performed by the new employee. An accurate person specification like set of skills, knowledge, qualifications, and experience will provide enough details to the candidates and help them to determine if they are suitable and qualified for the position. When you describe the job requirements, it is requisite to comply with the Equality Act 2010. For example, you must be objective and should not refer to any personal characteristics like the applicant's age, gender, religion, sexual orientation, race, ethnic origin, or any disabilities. Once you have created a job description and person specification, your next duty is to write an advert. In your job advertisement, you must describe the vacant role and invite all the potential candidates to apply. Typically, the following information will be helpful for the candidates: company background, job type, responsibilities within the job, whom they should report to, salary range, rewards and benefits, information about the application process, contact information, and the closing date for applications. The final step is to place an advert. The purpose of the advertisement is to effectively encourage professionals to apply for the vacant position in your company. Depending on the level of the job role, you would preferably consider the most appropriate method of announcing. For instance, if your hotel is looking for a new receptionist, this role could be probably fulfilled internally, or somebody from the existing personnel might recommend a friend. If the role is more senior level, then you probably want to consider the most appropriate website or a platform to place your vacancy. It could be LinkedIn, Category.com, or a Facebook group for job seekers. In conformity with the Equality Act 2010, it is imperative for you to avoid any indirect discrimination by restraining some candidates due to their individual traits. A typical example could be a statement like, "The job is not suitable for people above 40 years and pregnant women," or "The applicant must be physically strong to perform the duties within this role." So these are the vital steps and legal requirements that should be followed during the recruitment process. Thank you for listening. In this video, I will explain how the employment process should be conducted correctly. As Latherbow and Fletcher 2014, page 171 states, employee selection is one of the critical functions of human resources, and it usually involves reviewing the applicant's capabilities, education, and experiences to determine if they are suitable for the role. As Maxwell 2021 expresses himself, recruiting the right candidate is vital for every organization as it ensures that the workforce possesses the relevant skills and competencies to meet their job requirements. An adequate resourcing is not only about filling out an immediate vacancy, but taking strategic actions that will positively impact your company's long-term objectives. Effective methods of selection. Considering the CIPD fact sheet from 21st of November 2021, there are several factors for you to consider when choosing a selection method. This includes the role itself, the available resources, and the efficiency of the methods you wish to apply. Selecting candidates involves two main processes: shortlisting and assessing the applicants to decide who will be successful. As Hook and Jenkins 2019 page 188 describes, shortlisting is the process of choosing candidates from your applicant pool who match the criteria for the available position. After you finish the filtration, the next stage of the selection process is usually an interview or activities like aptitude tests, group exercises, or role-playing assignments. Both internal and external recruitment methods involve interviews or group activities when they choose the best candidates for the position. In the following part of this video, I will stress on the importance of conducting a fair selection process. It is compulsory for everyone participating in the screening process to recognize the importance of implementing an equitable approach. As a manager, you are expected to refer to the Equality Act 2010 and ensure that the interview process is conducted objectively. For instance, every candidate must be asked the same questions without considering their gender, age, marital status, ethnic origin, or sexual orientation. It is also necessary for you to apply equal and consistent evaluation methods during any assessments and guarantee that all candidates will receive a fair score. In some cases, unfair treatment might not be purposeful, direct, or personal. It might be a rule or a policy that affects a specific group of people. An article published in 2012 from gov.uk remarks that the non-compliance with the Equality Act 2010 may result in legal actions against your company, which will significantly impact its reputation and financial stability if court expenditures and compensation fees must be paid. To summarize, it is vital to apply the most appropriate methods and conform to the Equality Act 2010 when you select your future employees. Thank you for listening. In this video, I will explain how to retain employees through engagement strategies and how to avoid a significant turnover in your company. According to Birkin 2019, a research conducted by YouGov.uk stated that the hospitality industry in England suffers a 30% employee turnover. The top three reasons for the sector's low annual staff retention levels were unsociable working hours, low pay rates, and the lack of benefits and progression opportunities. According to Buell and Goss-Turner 2019, pages 152 to 157, one of the most effective methods to mitigate the high levels of turnover is regular staff inductions. The purpose of the inductions is to introduce new employees into the workforce and familiarize them with the company's culture and help them to adapt quickly to the new environment, as well as make them feel valued and accepted from their colleagues. Referring to Hook and Jenkins 2019, Chapter 6, the purpose of the induction also should be administrative. It is mandatory for your business to acquaint the new employees with the company's rules, policies, including the Health and Safety Regulations 1974. It is also advisable for you to follow up with the new employees and gather any feedback. This might be a documented revision audit or an informal gathering like a coffee chat or lunch meeting. Considering the article from Niger, Davis and Hurrell 2012, another effective method of revision and integration could be the buddy system, which is an onboarding and knowledge-sharing method for the new employees. It involves assigning them to an existing employee who guides them during the early weeks or months in the workplace. As Buell and Goss-Turner 2019, Chapter 7 suggests, another significant aspect that must be looked upon is the employer's brand. All organizations must clearly understand how their employees, stakeholders, and customers perceive them. Attributing to Green 2019, a strong employer brand should correspond with the organization's values, strategies, policies, and its ethical standards. As a result, the positive employer brand will lead to higher retention levels due to increased employee engagement, better performance, and communication among the staff members. This is usually achieved by the implementation of Employee Value Proposition, or simply called EVP. This process exemplifies what an employee would like to gain in exchange for their efforts. According to Gifford and Young 2021, engaged and enthusiastic employees will positively impact the organizational culture, which will contribute to the overall well-being. Stating from Buewa and Goss-Turner 2019, Chapter 18, motivated and engaged employees may also experience improvements in their relationships with their customers and colleagues. This can result in a proficient teamwork and effective communication, which are essential aspects in the hospitality industry. In this video, I explained the definition of employee retention as well as the reasons for the high levels of staff turnover in the hospitality industry and the most effective strategies to mitigate them. Thank you for listening. In this final video, I will cover the key aspects of conducting an effective performance management. Considering the CIPD fact sheet from 17 of August 2022, the term performance management is described as the ability to optimize the personnel's productivity within the workplace. Its main objective is to maintain and increase employee performance and reach the organization's goals. Performance management is not a single action, but a set of activities that must be conducted consecutively. And referring to Hook and Jenkins 2019, page 54, it is a two-way communication process which provides regular, transparent, and encouraging evaluation of the employee's effectiveness. It also incorporates management strategies such as learning and development or performance assessments. As Torrington et al. 2020, pages 100 to 102 describes, these assessments are formal or informal meetings between the personnel and the senior staff. They are specifically designed to reflect on the employee's attendance, communication abilities, productivity, and behavior. He also suggests in Chapter 11 that when you implement operational strategies, it is advisable to refer to the performance management cycle system. These processes are consistent four-step procedures that involves planning, monitoring, reviewing, and rewarding. Referring to Marchington and Wilkinson 2012, page 225, the order in which a performance cycle should be conducted is Phase 1, Planning. The first objective is to identify the organization's targets for the period covered by the performance management cycle. Phase 2, Monitoring. During this stage, the personnel may undergo additional training. Your responsibility here is to conduct regular supervision with the employees, ideally in set periods of 3 or 6 months. Phase 3, Reviewing. A vital part of the review is a performance assessment followed by a feedback. This includes evaluation from the fellow workers and the head of department. This method of revision is also known as a 360-degree feedback. Phase 4, Rewarding. This is a stage at which the management provides evaluations to the employees, and as Hook and Jenkins 2019 Chapter 8 points out, those actions demonstrate that the company appreciates its employees who prove to be loyal and expedient. Rewarding your employees is paramount because the lack of recognition can demotivate them, which could result in high levels of turnover. A CIPD fact sheet from 27th of January 2021 stated that employee engagement within the companies rises above 40% when the personnel is recognized and rewarded for their efforts. In this video, I have covered the most effective methods of managing your personnel and the positive impact from their implementation. Thank you for listening.